service announcement. None of the videos at the Shade Tree Survivalists, whether on Rumble, YouTube, or Facebook, is intended or produced for children. Okay? Adult language, adult content, adult situations, adult scenarios, dealing with firearms, politics, personal feelings, whatever. You have been warned. Hello, Rumble World. Mac Daddy 191181 here with the Shade Tree Survivalists. A Tale of Two Giants. This video will be about politics, and if you just watch my new little warning I'm going to put at the beginning of every video, which you're more than welcome to skip, but do so at your own risk as far as I'm concerned. The State of the Union address. I did not watch it, ladies and gentlemen. SoOldJoe has to be interpreted to me, for me, in order for me to stay awake long enough to understand anything that dribbles out of his face. I watched Ben Shapiro's interpretation of the speech, and I must say his version is hilarious, except that we find ourselves at the mercy of complete morons. I will not even say fools. I will say morons, because that's closer to the damn truth. A former vice president who is way beyond retirement age, an old hag who is also in the same damn boat, and a cackling hyena is what we got for leadership in Washington, D.C. at this time. And while I'm at it, let's not forget old dumbass Schumer. That son of a bitch couldn't pull piss out of a damn boot. Oh my God, we are screwed, ladies and gentlemen. So, here is a history lesson I want to pass on to anyone who will listen. One which is directly responsible for giving us the mighty M14 rifle. Come on. So here we go. In fairy tale fashion, a long time ago, in a place far, far away, literally, there was a land called Korea. In this land, only a few short cycles around the sun before, an evil empire, the evil empire of the sun, had occupied and conquered the peaceful people of Korea. The evil empire had subjugated and brutalized the people of this fair land, all while the mighty giant slept. Meanwhile, a powerful ogre had arisen from his self-inflicted wounds when he was then attacked after helping an evil monster with a douchebag of a mustache conquered the fair land of Poland. Between them and the evil empire of the sun, they had aroused a mighty giant from his slumber. The, at first horrified giant, stumbled about. Yet once he got his bearings, he strode right into the middle of the evil empire and laid waste to it, until once again he lay down to rest, promptly falling asleep, dreaming of how mighty his wrath had been, and how awesome and powerful he now was. And so he slept peacefully. However, the giant's minions, also convinced that just the memory of their master's destructive new power allowed them to forget how the last war with the evil empire of the sun and the little bastard with the douchebag mustache, had also begun. They also forgot the rival giant, the powerful ogre, who now would not sleep, who wanted the power of the mighty giant. So the people of Korea, now divided into north and to south by the minions of the mighty giant and the powerful ogre. The powerful ogre had installed an evil dwarf as dictator of the north. The minions of the mighty giant had installed an ass as the leader of the south, both wanting to fight, wanting to conquer each other. One day, as the world again napped away, the powerful ogre gave the evil little dwarf the blessing, his blessing, to attack and enslave their southern brethren. But what caused the ogre to bless the attack on the giant's new friends? Well, the minions of the mighty giant did not include the land of South Korea inside their moat, aka defense perimeter. So again, the mighty giant is awakened when attacked and stumbling around, having to fight to survive because his minions were fucking idiots. The end. Not. So old Joe did exactly the same damn thing when he stated publicly that we, the mighty giant, and our allies in NATO would not send any of our forces, ground, air, or sea, to Ukraine to help them. The weapons being sent now are too little, too late, more than likely. History repeating itself again. We, the mighty giant in the story, had a dream, a fairy tale dream, that we could once again stay out of everyone else's business, as per George Washington's advice. The only problem with that, is now there are two evil ogres in the world. One named Russia and one named China. Both we haven't slapped the shit out of when we really should have. The only way to stop a fucking bully, ladies and gentlemen, is to break his fucking nose. Preferably with a hammer. A 24-ounce framing hammer works very nicely. Or send in the A-10s and AH-64s to destroy the powerful ogre's convoy of raiding minions. All of them. Or, again, sit on the sidelines until it is our airspace, our roads, and our oceans flooded with the twin ogres' armor, aircraft, and ships. Meanwhile, our streets, our homes, and our schools are being trampled by the mud and blood-covered boots of their minions, free to kill, rape, and pillage our villages at will. All because we didn't want to get involved yet again. Exactly like we didn't get involved at the beginning of World War I. And even worse, we didn't get involved at the beginning of World War II. Now, everyone knows that I never much loved Trump. I liked his policies, but I never loved the guy. And this America First thing is good to a degree. But once you stop showing that you will do what it takes to stop bullshit like this, you don't get involved. What that does is encourage that damn bully to continue to pick on people smaller than him or her, beat the shit out of them, take their shit, their lunch money, okay? And they continue to do that day in and day out. When you're standing right there, you can walk over there and bust that motherfucker in the face with a 24-ounce framing hammer. or whatever. Appeasement did not work with Germany. It did not work with Russia. It did not work with Japan back in the day, or Italy. They took this and they took that, and most people don't even realize that. All they know from World War II is that Germany took over most of Europe, and we kicked them out. And of course, the Russians on the Eastern Front, they helped smash them flat. But what most people don't realize is when Germany invaded Poland in September 1939, a day or two later, the Russians invaded from the east. They killed, of all the officers of the Polish army that they captured, they killed the vast majority of them. They killed them in the woods and left all their bodies in a mass grave. While the Germans are over here trying to conquer the western part of Poland and doing the exact same damn thing to a degree, they're out more interested in hunting down Jewish people and running them off to the concentration camps or just killing them on the damn spot. The Russians, at that time, the communists, were no fucking better than the goddamn Nazis. But when the Nazis attacked them, well, that took some pressure off of Europe for a while, which was mostly conquered any damn way. But it took a lot of their resources away from them defending the coasts of Europe, as well as their little section of Africa that they had to go in to help the Italians who couldn't fight their way out of a shithouse at that time now, and help them out. And that's where Rommel became so damn famous as the Desert Fox. But we stayed out of it. We stayed out of it until all of Europe was conquered except England. Portion of Africa. Half of a good portion of the Soviet Union, right to damn near to the gates of Moscow, and down into the Crimea and so forth, where all the oil and shit's at, and the Caucasus, whatever. Japan took over half of China. Okay, I got to add this in there because I forgot something that's vital when we're talking about this story, and that is the damn sanctions. Let me tell y'all how well sanctions work to stop wars. Before the United States was attacked on December 7, 1941, President Roosevelt had instituted a lot of sanctions, cut off a vast, because at that time we were a massive supplier of oil to other countries. He cut off a lot of the oil supplies to Japan, scrap metal supplies to Japan, and on and on and on. That right there was because Japan is an island nation. They don't have the raw resources. They got to import most everything, steel, aluminum, copper, rubber, and so forth, in order to be able to produce products, including the products of war, to supply their ships and their aircraft with the fuel necessary to do what they're going to do. That right there made that decision. Japan's ambassadors were trying to negotiate with the United States to lift it, but because they were in China and doing so many horrible things in China, like the rape of Nanking, which I also talk about later in the video, the United States said, screw you, you little bastards. You're doing this horrible thing. If you don't stop, you don't withdraw, we're not going to give you any of this stuff. We're just cutting you off. That was economic war. And that made the decision for the Japanese. If they pulled out, they'd be seen as weak by the great powers. And who the hell are you to dictate to us what we're going to do, is basically what it was. So they had to attack. I want to say it was at the time the Dutch East Indies. I think it's Indonesia now and so forth. They were oil rich. They had to have the oil. Okay, they went into Vietnam for the rubber. Okay, the French were defeated over here by the Germans, so the colony of Vietnam became the dominion of the Japanese, as well as Korea and so forth down through there, Manchuria. So, quick lesson. They work all right. The sanctions work, but they can also drive your damn enemy to be ready to throw down in a much bigger, broader way. So here's the deal. Hey, sock it to them with the sanctions. If it hurts here at home on the fuel front, okay, $5, 4 cents a gallon cash price Friday afternoon, right before I get clocked out of work. That's how much it has risen here in Georgia for on-road diesel. My pickup truck uses on-road diesel, so it's fucking hurting. But I'll be taking it. Okay? I can limit my damn driving. I ain't moved that damn truck. It ain't been cranked this weekend yet. So I can do something. You need to do something too. Okay? Sanctions might work, but they can also turn around, so we need to be ready for it. Need to be ready for it. They threatened Australia, most of the damn islands of the Pacific Ocean. They just kicked our ass off the fucking planet. If they'd have hit our oil reserve tanks, instead of just the battleships, I mean, you're hitting our strength, but not our weakness. You should have been hitting the damn weakness. Without them damn oil tanks, they got to go all the way to San Diego to do any damn good. Okay, hit the oil tanks, then hit the damn ships, or hit the ships, then hit the oil tanks. That was stupid. That was damn stupid on their damn part. But we waited. I mean, we were starting to gradually build up our armed forces because we knew it was coming. But how many lives were lost because we didn't get involved at the beginning? Now, do I want to see us in direct combat or war with Russia? No. What I'm saying is the stupid motherfucker said out loud, we're not going to send any forces to help Ukraine. That right there, a week before the motherfucker invaded, or at least 2 or 3 days, something like that. I don't remember the exact timeline, but he said it publicly. The NATO allies said it publicly. What the fuck does that tell Putin? We're not going to fuck with you because we're a bunch of pussies. We don't want to get involved. Go ahead and take Ukraine. Fuck it. And the misinformation and bullshit you hear about labs and all that in Ukraine, you never heard a fucking word about that. It was all Wuhan, China, until this happens. And now you got all this misinformation going around, and it's bullshit is what the fuck it is. Total bullshit. The Russians are masters at the shit. And people fucking so stupid, they don't ask who, what, where, when, why, and how. They just take it, hook, line, and sinker, whatever the fuck somebody else says. No. We guaranteed if Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons after the Soviet Union fell apart, we guaranteed their security, and look how that went. Not worth a fuck. I'd have told them, get the fuck off my goddamn, out of my land, or I'll bust one off in your ass. These goddamn Russians are always historically trying to take over everybody. Why the fuck we trust you or them, either one? No. Stay the fuck out. And now they captured the largest fucking nuclear power plant in Europe. Right there, shooting the shit out of the damn place. It'll be another fucking world war. It may not be this year. It may not be next year. But in 2 or 3 years, it'll be another fucking world war, because you cannot allow this kind of shit. Because now China's like, well, they're over here sending weapons and shit, and got their focus is on Russia and Ukraine. Fuck it, we'll take Taiwan. Fuck it, we'll take Thailand while we're at it. Oh, fuck it, we'll take Japan while we're at it. And there we go again. Worldwide world war. And it ain't going to be beautiful at all, because these motherfuckers got some serious technology that we fucking gave them. When I saw the first Dell laptop that had been made in Russia, I said, you motherfuckers are so goddamn stupid. And now everything's made in China. You are giving them the technology. They are stealing what you're not giving them. That's the one damn thing I will say about the United States of America. We don't have to steal the shit. We can develop the shit. And those motherfuckers have to steal it because they were so fucking far behind they ain't got no imagination. Well, I would say they don't have imagination. They got a hypersonic fucking missile now. And they got that fucking hypersonic fucking torpedo. If it ain't just propaganda bullshit. Come on. But the Russians, you hate them, you love them, whatever. You got to respect them for one damn thing. They understand the basic premise of fucking war. Destroy your enemy psychologically if you don't do anything else. The only way to win a war is to admit that is for the enemy, your enemy, to admit that they are defeated, or you utterly wipe them out. The Russians fucking understand that. The fucking Russians understand that. Our civilized pussies that are in charge do not understand that. I hope the Ukrainian people understand what the Russians do, and I mean where their motherfucking don't give them a minute's rest. Not a minute. Come at them from all sides. Take a goddamn page out of an American Revolutionary book and attack. Do the most unconventional shit. Burn them, kill them, drown the motherfuckers. I would have waited till the sons of bitches were on the bridge that they blew up and dropped that fucker in the river. And their tanks and armored personnel carriers and trucks and troops right down in the river with them. Yeah, you got to be brutal. When we defeated Japan and Germany, we were fucking brutal. Don't believe me? Read about the firebombing raids on Dresden. Read about the fucking firebombing raids on Tokyo and all the other cities before we even touched them with a damn nuclear weapon. Every night, incendiaries, bomb, burning the whole fucking country to the damn ground. That was brutal. That was fucking brutal. That was as brutal in its own way as the rape of Nanking by the Japanese, the empire. When their troops were in there raping and murdering, I mean using the human beings as live bayonet targets to kill them with a bayonet, a living human being. That's fucking brutal. Fucking brutal. You gonna fight an enemy like that and try to be civilized? You can't be civilized. Those fucking Marines chewed them up and spit them out. Because if they didn't, they were getting chewed up and spit out. The motherfuckers were brutal. Brutal to us, brutal to every damn body else. They considered us barbarians and we considered them damn barbarians. And that's how you gotta fight all this fucking pussy-fied bullshit. I'm not saying target civilians, but all this bullshit, if your bomb misses and kills some innocent civilians, it's war, goddammit. It's not tiddlywinks. It's not fucking poker. It's not fucking pool. It ain't football, baseball, basketball. It's fucking war. And there you go. Shit happens. The Russians understand that, and they don't give a fuck about your goddamn world opinion. They don't fucking care. Therefore, in order to fight them, you have to be as brutal or more fucking brutal than they are. Fuck them. They set foot on our property, you should send them back dead in a shipping container back to fucking Putin's front door. Say, hey, we sent your troops back to you. Fuck them. Fill the goddamn shipping containers up with their bodies. And take their armor and their trucks and shit that are burning in your country, melt that shit down to build your own tanks with to send back to them and kill their motherfucking asses. Fuck them. Anyway, enough of that.